So we are showing how to do your standard Mutterling vein opener for ZVT. If you have any questions while I'm doing it, just ask. So just doubling up our workers at the start a little bit, make them a little bit more efficient.
Yes.
It's funny, whenever I'm trying to make a little video like this, where I'm like showing exactly how to do a build order, I get like a little bit like nervous that I'm just going to go and build 2 overlords on 9 supply or something. I'm just going to be like, the only purpose of this is to do like the build, which I'd normally do completely fine, but I'm just going to do a dumb mistake because I'm like trying to do it extra perfectly. But that's fine. That should be cool. So for me, I like to skip Drone Scout because I'm greedy. I like to be greedy.
Where do you send your second overlord?
So I like to send him up to here to see if there's a Turax just on that high ground or just on the low ground, and then go back.
Yeah, that's what I actually do too.
It's very good. So what you're going to notice is around 2 minutes 50 is kind of when the first SCV will come in to start building a bunker or scouting around off a Turax. So it's very important to be able to see this whole front natural area and be able to identify, could he be sending something? Is the SCV coming from a weird angle? If the SCV is coming from a weird angle, very important to get some forward warning of that. So I'm going to do a 16 pool, but you can do it with a 15 pool, up to you. Doesn't really matter too much.
Well, I prefer actually 16 just because when my pool finishes, my both hatcheries are done.
Oh yeah, it makes it really nice for that. So normally about 2 minutes 50, no later than about 2:52 you want the gas, but it's not too important. Like that's, as long as it's down before 3 minutes, you'll find it's fine up to pro level.
Okay.
So we are going to obviously build our 17 Overlord. I like to go watch our back door because that's where the Reaper normally hops in. And yeah, so everything's pretty standard right now. So we are going to start our Queen straight away. Just now, if it was a Reaper opening, we'd build 4 Zerglings, so I am going to imagine we're up against a Reaper opening, because that's the most common. So I like to run these Zerglings across the map, and then build 4 Zerglings in the main to kind of deflect it. If they just come to the natural with the Reaper, to spot those Zerglings leaving, then other things happen. Now 25 supply, very important to build an Overlord. You don't want to be getting supply blocked at all. Let's imagine that the Reaper's kind of come to the front, it's tried to see my Zerglings leaving, so I have to pull those Zerglings home, which is fine. Now, specific to this map is we're going to try and knock those rocks down. Alright, so what we're going to be seeing here is you'll notice my Queen at the natural, it's waiting to get that next batch of energy to put that Creep Tumor down.
Yeah.
And we've started the 3rd Queen immediately. At this point, it's very simple. It's just drones, drones, drones. Now, at this point, I'm trying to get my Overlords up in all the key locations to spot drops. It's very important to not get this Creep Tumor snipe. So if there's a Reaper, I might have brought my Zerglings over to kind of defend it a little bit.
Okay, so your 3rd Queen will drop a Creep Tumor too. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and she's one of my Creep Queens now.
Okay, I understand.
So you see now 44 supply out of 52, and we can get this hatchery down right on 6 minutes. So what do we do behind that? We immediately put guys back on gas and start a 4th Queen. Now, because it's this map, I'm going to get that 3rd Creep Tumor on my back door. And we're going to build a few Overlords. I also like to put an Overlord behind my natural, just to give a little bit of forward warning if they go for the YOLO drop in there. Now, because our 3rd base isn't done, and we're oversaturated, 18 drones, that's kind of the perfect amount we want to stop at. So we're just building Zerglings right now, and right around the time our hatchery on our 3rd base gets a little bit closer to being finished. So we can say now, okay, it's almost finished, our third base. Let's go back to droning.
Okay.
And you see I've got a pack of Zerglings out, these 2 queens here. As it gets to about 7 minutes 38 minutes, that's when they start getting closer to 6 Hellions and 2 Reapers. Or just 6 Hellions if it's command center first at 8 minutes 30. So that's the danger zone, right? Because that's the point where they can start damaging and killing queens. But you'll see right now at 8 minutes 50, I've got enough energy for 2 transfuses on those queens. That's why it's very important that I stopped at a low drone count. You'll see I don't really care about injecting my third base. This 5th queen, I could have built that out of my main if I want, but normally I just queue it up right after the 4th one. It now can go over there and deal with that. Oh, I forgot my Baneling Nest. At my level, I like to only build the Baneling Nest reactively, like depending on what I see. Now, for other players, I say just build the Baneling Nest every game, because you don't want to. Yeah, you don't always know, exactly what's going to be coming.
Correct.
And alright, so if they're not being really aggro with their Hellions at this point, you can start putting down a few more creep tumors. I'm still going to have some injects. Notice I've dropped, as I was getting very close to saturation on my third, I've kind of dropped all these gases at once. It's very important for me to start my lair very, very quickly, because that's a quite a late lair, 7 minutes, but that's fine, because what do we have now? Fully saturated 3 base. So what do we do once our 3 base is fully saturated? We drop the 4th hatchery and a macro hatchery. You'll notice I don't really have a lot of gas banked up. I don't have any tech to spend my gas on. That's the advantage of this build. You're always going to have the minerals at this point to just mass out Zerglings, build some defensive Banelings, and to take the 4th base in the macro hatch nice and early, preferably before 10 minutes. But all depends on what's going on in the game, of course. So right around 10 minutes 30, you start getting closer to the danger zone. The danger zone is about 11 minutes, as early as 10 minutes 30 if your opponent's very, very high level. And what that danger zone is when their first 2 medevacs arrive. And what happens then is they can basically come in, they can morph their Hellions into Hellbats. You need to have Banelings. You need to have a good pack of Zerglings. Notice I'm not really building too many fancy units. I'm going to go for my Spire and my Baneling speed and an Overseer as soon as my lair finishes. And we are going to build just about 12 drones, maybe 15 drones at most for our 4th base, because 2 guys into gas geysers, 6 mining the gas, and then just 3 or 4 drones on minerals. And from there, all we do is mass units. And so that's your textbook opener. It's never going to be textbook in a game against someone who's really annoying with Hellion Reaper, but it doesn't need to be. As long as you've got the general structure, then things work out really quite nicely. Now, something I forgot to do this game is a little trick, which I should talk about. Basically, what you should always do is, around the 8 minute 39 minute mark, you start sending 2 overlords to key positions. So for me, here and here, because I've taken this 4th base, these would be the positions. And what you do is the moment your lair finishes, you start dropping creep, and then your queens run over there. So your 4th base, before it even finishes, you're already dropping creep tumors down this path out front of the 4th base. And that's kind of how you want to be opening ZVT. If you see a Hellbat timing coming at any point, you basically pull back, try to morph as many Banelings as possible, and just try to buy your time until those Banelings are ready. If they multi-prone, then you split off a squad of Zerglings.
Yes.
Like we did just then. There we go. Alright, GG. I think that's it.
Yes, thank you so much.
No worries.